I'm always so endlessly curious about what's coming next. I love the games we're playing today, like Dead Space Remake, and of course I'm excited for the next Final Fantasy, but I'm always just kind of wondering, what are we going to get in 2024, 2025? What are PlayStation 6 games going to look like? Well, late last night, a mysterious project appeared on the internet. Now, apparently, this game is going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and honestly, it looks kind of great. But let's talk about that. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's start things out by jumping over to insidergaming.com, where it says, new XDEV Sony game, a sci-fi RPG, leaks, alleged gameplay surfaces. Now, I've already watched it. I'm going to be careful to try and edit around it because honestly, it looks like Sony is trying to delete this off the freaking internet. And I kind of understand that. It seems like this game is definitely coming out in years and years in the future. But here's what it says. Hours ago, a short clip surfaced that purportedly showed an all-new Sony sci-fi RPG title being developed by its subsidiary XDEV. Now, before we even talk about anything else, I decided to look into XDEV specifically. Apparently, they're a very tiny subsidiary. It's a group of, like 50 to 100 people that specifically work on helping out games that are already deep into development. They finish things off, like Wipeout Omega. Apparently, they're helping somewhat with Rise of Ronin, which seems to be a very, very big game. Little Big Planet 3. You can see that nothing here is like huge AAA stuff, although obviously I love Resogun a lot. They're more of the team that you sort of bring in to make sure that there's that extra bit of polish. So the fact that apparently they've been working on this from the very start, to me, it's interesting. It could be that maybe Sony is just trying to level up their B teams to make more A team games, but let me go back to this article here. So it says, the clip is 6 seconds long. It originally appeared on Icon Era. It is a third-person perspective game. It's shown portraying what appears to be a soldier or astronaut observing some kind of enormous life form scaling a strange building. Now, the second I saw it, it looks like Mass Effect. I mean, to such a ridiculous degree. I have heard at times, this is my own little personal leak, I have heard that Sony and Microsoft specifically will have talks. They'll have closed-door meetings where they will just straight up talk about which game series they wish they could rip off. I mean, these don't always become games, but I've heard like basically Microsoft at one point when Uncharted 4 came out and Uncharted 4 was selling crazy gangbusters, Microsoft had a meeting and they just straight up said, how the heck do we make an Uncharted? What do we do to make an Uncharted? And I hope that's what the Indiana Jones game that's exclusive to Xbox that's coming out sometime, I hope that's what that's going to be. I bet that Sony, maybe after the success of Mass Effect Trilogy Remastered, maybe they started to sit down and go, okay, how do we make a big sci-fi game? What does a big sci-fi RPG look like? But let me go back to this here. So it says that according to the leakers, this unnamed project is in its earliest stages, which is why this gameplay is being shown in such a raw state. There were details revealed that suggest the game is being built on Unreal Engine 5 and it's being worked on by XDev and another unnamed developer. It could boast the power of the team responsible for helping out with Death Stranding, Returnal, and Detroit Become Human. People on the internet are already calling it Gears of Effect because it really does just seem to be a perfect blend of Gears of War and Mass Effect. Now, honestly, as short as the tease is, it definitely gets me excited for the fact that they're definitely working on the future. They're definitely trying to figure something out. But additionally, we actually have an additional tiny hint here from our good friend DuskGolem. Now, DuskGolem is, in my opinion, one of the best leakers right now. He's a friend of mine, so I'm kind of biased here, but this guy drops amazing, incredible tidbits all the freaking time, and in my experience, he has been incredibly freaking accurate. and he randomly just said this: "Well, obviously, I can't say whether this game will come out or not," referring to this leaked project. He says, "I will say that personally, I've seen a lot more of this game, and more recent stuff too, than just this clip. The game is beyond this clip, at least it's at the point currently where the game is fully voice acted, music is composed specifically for it, and been far more fine-tuned than this clip. I'm looking forward to it eventually getting announced on my side and the devs properly showing it off." Now, I personally am very excited to see what this game turns into, but there has been a bit of confusion. So specifically, I have noticed Okami Games tweeted out about it last night, about it being a third-person shooter, about it being an RPG, maybe Sony's version of Mass Effect, but a lot of people specifically are bringing up the fact that Sony is trying to build a bunch of games as a service projects. In fact, you can see here people saying, "Oh great, another games as a service to match Last of Us Factions." People are a lot of the replies are honestly very, very excited, but a lot of people are showing these are Sony's own freaking words here. I don't know why that picture isn't popping up, but Sony has said that they're trying to have 10 live service games fully booted up and active by 2026. If you're going to make a bunch of live service games, it definitely means you have to spin them up bit by bit. I think it makes sense. We're probably going to get maybe 2 live service games every single year to have them ready by 2026. Now, this is just kind of a rough number by Sony, but I think it kind of fits that. Now, personally, from what I've seen, I don't think that this is going to be a games as a service project. I do think this is going to be the standard. People always say that Sony makes big, flashy, third-person, single-player games. I think this is hopefully going to be that. I do hope that this is a big narrative-focused event. It's something that's going to tell us a big, cool sci-fi epic with talent trees and cool guns, and the monster we see in that short leaked clip looks so much like a Reaper from Mass Effect. I can't help but be excited. I think we're going to start to see a lot more very weird, out of context leaks from Sony specifically, but also a lot from Microsoft. And the reason why is because I saw this tweet recently from Jason Schreier, and a bunch of people have been talking about it. You can see here it has almost 85,000 likes, and he says, "Fun fact, video game production cycles have gotten so long that if a big budget studio started working on a brand new project today, it would likely not be ready until the PlayStation 6. Now, because of these extended developer cycles, I think that increases the chance for leaks. I think that increases the chance that someone's going to let something slip, that cutscenes, that alpha footage, that QA testers are going to take screenshots. So I kind of consider this to be both good and bad. I like leaks. I think it is fun to see what a game looks like halfway through the development. I'm always curious what the bun looks like in the oven. I think that this is going to be very interesting to see what gets talked about the most in this PlayStation 5 generation now that things are finally going full blast. I think 2023 is going to be freaking epic. Starfield. Whatever Sony has got cooking up, because we know there's got to be some very big surprises. Breath of the Wild 2 finally releasing. I am ready. But what do you guys think? Are you excited about this weird, mysterious Sony RPG? Or does it sound like just maybe some weird Horizon Forbidden West games as a service project, which is rumored to exist? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please keep dreaming.